Hey everybody, I'm Josh and welcome to another episode of Just Sayin. Thank you. It's going to be a great show today. We are continuing our month-long celebration of back to school with the junior high kids. Now I will say today we're going to take a look at some things junior high kids are into. In one particular segment, I believe it's the first one, we take a look at people that should go back to junior high. So, anyway. Let's go ahead and get the show going. It's time for What is Josh Drinking? And on the show today, why would I drink anything other than good old Mountain Dew? Refreshing. So, without further ado, today is August 12th, 2023. Normally I don't give you guys the date that I'm filming. However, yesterday was a very big day for me. And I'm going to tell you all about it right now in the rundown. So, yesterday was the 1-year death anniversary of my mom, who passed away, obviously. And I was all prepared to lay in bed and do nothing but cry all day, and yada, 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 yada. I didn't. I didn't shed one tear. And I'll tell you why. I tried to make it a positive thing. Instead of thinking, oh, it's the year of my mom, it's the day my mom left me. I thought of it as, this is the day she was pain-free for the first time in God knows how long. This is the first day she got to be with her parents again. This was the first day she got to succeed at her goal of meeting God. And I took a huge step, and for the first time since her funeral, went to her gravesite, which there is proof that I went, but I'm not going to show the pictures of her grave, of her tombstone, mainly because I don't want to give names out. But, anywho, because I like Betty Sue and Mary Lou, and like them in my life. They would disown me if I said their real names. Anyway, so I made it into a positive thing. So that way, like my shrink said, you can either go into this and bawl your eyes out and every year dread when it comes around, or you can make it a positive thing, celebrate her, and that way, every year when it comes around, you can look at it as a positive thing and not dread. So that's what I tried to do. We'll see what happens next year. But that also means I'm putting this video out on time. Yes! I'm excited about that. Let's go ahead and get into the news. Oh, I forgot one more thing before we get into the news. That's right. We have 2 more subscribers. There's now $3 in the Toys for Tots bucket. For those of you who don't know what I'm talking about, it's something I do every time this time of year. The last season before Christmas, I always do a little Toys for Tots plug. So for every new subscriber I get this season, I will donate $1 up to $50 to Toys for Tots, which would put me at my goal, which would put me at 99 subscribers. My goal is 100. So if I get 51 or more subscribers this season, I will double it and donate $100 to Toys for Tots. So, click that subscribe button, even if you're just stumbling upon it for the first time and never want to watch me again. Just click subscribe and let's help the less fortunate have a better Christmas this year. Right now I have $3 in the fund in the box, so yeah. Anyway, so let's get into the news. Big Brother, I'm not a Big Brother fan anymore. I used to watch it religiously every year, but seasons 19 and 20, when I was watching them, I realized that the special powers were the same thing as the year before, just renamed something else. And so I started thinking to myself, this is the same thing every year. And so I kind of quit watching it, but I may have to watch this season, because this guy, his name's Luke Valentine, and they just moved into the house about 2 weeks ago, a week ago, and he's already been expelled from the house. Supposedly, well, I watched the video. He was in a room with 2 other white guys and an African American, and they were talking about, I think, another house guest, and this was on the live feeds, and he said something to the effect of, yeah, we were in that N-words room, blah, 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 and the 2 other white guys kind of looked at each other and just left the room, while the African American in the bed just kind of laid there, and this guy, Luke, was like, oh man, I think they left because they felt awkward, because they thought you were going to go off on me, but you're cool with me saying that word. No, he wasn't, because he complained and it got you expelled. Even though it was a slip of the tongue and he didn't mean it negatively, he was just talking and they expelled him. They have a 0 tolerance on racism and discrimination, and he'd be out. He'd be out. In just that small clip that I saw, though, I have to say he seemed like a douchebag. That's all. That's my story on him. Henry Ruggs III has officially been sentenced. He was involved in a car accident while he was drunk, which killed a female, Mrs. Tinter. He has now been sentenced to 3 to 10 years for killing a fellow motorist while he was driving drunk. Ruggs' attorney said, quote, Mr. Ruggs has accepted responsibility for his actions, entering a guilty plea, and in court expressed sincere sadness for the loss of Mrs. Tinter and is ready to serve his punishment, end quote. I wish more people in the world would accept what they have done as wrong, not mentioning names or thinking of anyone in particular, but when you do something wrong, you have to admit that you did it wrong. Just saying. Even if everybody in your circle says what you're doing is wrong, just because you don't think so doesn't mean you're not. Anyway, not thinking of anyone in particular. None whatsoever. No one would have been on my mind when I said that. Not a single person. Moving right along, it turns out some Taylor Swift fans. I found this story on TMZ, and TMZ has some inside knowledge, which tells me that it was the reporters that did this. But some people, while millions of people going to Taylor Swift concerts are paying $700 on StubHub prior to tax and service fees, some people are getting into concerts for $60 by bribing security guards. Isn't that awesome? Helps to know people in low places, right? Right. So, yeah. So if you want to go to a Taylor Swift concert, don't worry, and you're not worried about getting caught, feel free to bribe a security guard for $60. A new study finds that if you and someone in your life have negativity and starting to drift apart, whether it be a friend, a partner, a loved one, a sibling, somebody, the survey says, take a hike. Literally. Becoming one again with nature allows you and that person to just be in the moment. And it says that it's good for relationships, to help start rebuilding relationships. So I have to say, marriage counselors, take a hike. And finally, in this rundown, so this kind of looks like the dog, but it's not the dog. There's a dog named Flip, F-L-I-P, who finally had found his forever home. After spending 2,555 days in the pound, he has found his forever home. If you do the math, it is 7 years that he was in the pound. Because a lot of people don't want to adopt older dogs, because they tend to die sooner. They have more problems than younger dogs. I would prefer an older dog. It's the less I have to train them, Most of them already know how to go outside and blah, blah, blah. But I would say, if you are in the same boat I am in, where I really just don't have the time or the patience to train a dog, get an older dog, because 9 times out of 10 they're mostly trained. I should have gotten Taser. I love her to death. Glad I got her. But I wish I would have gotten a dog that was maybe a couple of years older. But a lot of people are afraid that once they get him, they'll get attached and they'll die. And like I said, a lot of them have more medical issues than other people. So I don't know the outcome, and I didn't want to make this a story in the rundown without specifically having an outcome. But all I'm going to say is that I may have, in pretense, talked about this person already today. But Donald Trump was in court, supposedly, for a protective order hearing in the D.C. case, which is about the election fraud, because he keeps talking about the damn case and threatening the attorney, threatening the DA, threatening everyone that's involved in the case. So I don't know what happened, but they had a protective order hearing yesterday. It'll be in next week's rundown. I just wanted to have a 1 week where we don't mention Donald Trump in the rundown officially. I'm unofficially talking about him right now, but I'll have the story for you next week. Anyway, so if you guys don't mind, while I was on vacation, I was so busy that I didn't have a chance to look at my show emails. So if you guys don't mind, I'd like to take a minute right now and go through some emails in a sketch that I like to call viewer emails. I know. We spent a lot of time on that name. Here's the first one. Thinking of you during this rough time. Well, thank you very much. I hope you saved that email because I want to write the person back. When is the next Taser Versus video? Here's the thing about my Taser Versus video. I have had one on my phone for a long time. It was a video I took of her when I first got her. That I thought would be the next Taser Versus video. And I just keep forgetting to post it. So I was like, you know what? After I saw that this was going to be one of the emails in the show, I was like, I'll put it in the show. And I'll just do a live Taser Versus. And I couldn't get the video type to match with what works with the program. So I'm going to ask my nephew how to do that. If I can't do that and I don't put it in next week's episode, I will post it on TikTok. Because I'm trying to not use TikTok anymore. I just get stuck in that swiping vortex. And none of the people that I subscribe to, I see. It's all new people. But anyway, I get stuck in the swiping vortex, and I'm trying to quit using it. So I will try to have a new Taser Versus for you on the show next week. But if I don't, I will post it on TikTok. Anyway, here's the next one. Do you have a new producer yet? Can it be me? Would you still call them Producer Man? No, maybe, and no. Let's start from the top. Do you have a new producer yet? No. Am I looking for one? Yes. Can it be you? Well, email me your information and we'll see what happens. You have to be local. You have to be able to be here in person when we film, which is really at the drop of a hat. There's no specific time that we film. And would I still call them Producer Man? No, because the next producer, I would like to call them by name on the show, or maybe have them appear on the show or talk on the show or something. But if they don't want to be involved, like this Producer Man doesn't, no, I'm going to call him something else. Mr. Producer, I don't know. We'll get to that when the time comes. But as of right now, those are the answers to that question. Are you dating anyone? I'm taking time before I answer this, not for any particular reason, but for the fact that I don't know how to answer that. I will answer it by saying this. It's complicated. That's all I'm going to say. And finally, did producer man have to pay for ending the contract early like you were going to have to? No, but we'll talk about that. Apparently, since he drew it up, there's no consequences if he breaks the contract. Whatever. Anyway. It's time to get the show going. Before I do that, if you guys have a question you'd like me to answer on the show, please email the show at shittalking20@gmail.com, and in the subject line put show question or viewer email sketch or something. Anyway. And if I find it funny and have a punchline for it, I'll answer it. But today on the show, as I mentioned, we are talking about junior high kids. Next week we will continue our back to school month by talking about high schoolers. So that will be a fun show. So let's get this show started. And in this segment, this is the one I was talking about where these people should have to go back to junior high because of the horrible sign fails they've created in this week's edition of Oops. Sorry, I felt that coming on during the break, or during the intro, but you can still hear me during the intro. And I just didn't want, like, me starting to cough in the middle of the intro. Anyway. This person really needs to go back to junior high, because this is really rather confusing. The sign says, do not enter, entrance only. What? Here's the next one. Analysis. There we go. Now, if you have to spell things out like this for people, first of all, you're getting shut off my island. Second of all, you're the wrong kind of people. And third of all, you need to go back to junior high, because whoever doesn't know that if it's in stock, we have it, is dumber than a box of hair. I don't think that we should have to spell that out. That if it's not on the shelves, we don't have it. Here we go. Now, are you the type of person who doesn't like your butt? You're going on a first date, you know this person loves a big butt, and you have a tiny little shelf. Not even a shelf. You're just flat, like me. I have no butt. Don't worry, fear not. There is a place for you. The butt rental. Not sure I would want to use a butt somebody else has already used, but it's the butt rental. Here's the next one. Now, I have no idea what this term means as far as, are they ground beef or are they just old? But if you're in the market for some used cows, they have them. They have them. Are you selling ground beef or just old cows? I don't know. Now, this one I had to do some investigation, because when I initially saw the picture and saved it, I thought to myself, oh, it's it's a quit smoking ad, because there's a cigarette in the background. That's not the case. It's a thumbs up. So, I kind of was like, I don't get the message then. Well then, like, I get the mistake message still, but I don't get what the initial point of the message. So I saved the picture, I zoomed in, I did some investigating. At the bottom of the billboard, it says, keep driving to find out more. Well, then somebody posted a picture of the next billboard, and it was a suicide prevention hotline. Not the right way to word this. We don't care, stop. Yeah. Not the right ad. Not the right ad. Here's the next one. Libraries closed until opening time. Really? If you have to post that, you have the wrong kind of people in your area. Just saying, and you're getting rocketed off my island. Here's the next one. Oops, nope, that's the same one. Here's the next one. Now, this person needs to go back to junior high and learn punctuation. Or how to officially write things. Because right lane must right left. I'm more confused than Ray Charles doing a puzzle. Sorry, I meant no offense to him. It was a joke. Anyway. Here's... Oh, no, that's the same one. Unless I put it on here twice. Nope, that's the same one. Okay. Here's the next one. I'm assuming this is for a hotel, but... You can't help but to... promote your hot ass, especially if you went to the butt rental. If you went to the butt rental, you better go to hot ass. Just saying. And finally, this one is just makes you go, what? Bus stop. Strictly no waiting anytime. So just keep turning around and pacing back and forth, because if you stop, it's wrong, even though it's a bus stop. Now, one thing I know that junior high kids are into is taking pictures, and especially selfies. And that's why I thought it would be fun to take a look at a different kind of pictures you can't unsee in this week's edition of The Things You Can't Unsee. That's right, we are not using peopleofwalmart.com this time. These are pictures that I found. I just went online and I don't even know what I was searching for, because they're hilarious, and I don't know. I think it was selfie fails or something like that, because I was going to do a segment on taking selfies. And some of these are selfies, but some of them are not. They're just funny pictures with those things in the background that make you think, I am never going to look at this picture the same way again. First up, oh, this is such a lovely couple. Let's take a look next to the guy. It's two dogs having sex. That's right. Not only are you memorializing your trip to see your cousins, but you're also memorializing when your dog got pregnant by their dog. Here's the next one. I have to say, I'm not big on selfies. I'm not big on pictures. I feel like I look like a cow in pictures. I used to be skin and bone, and I still would think I look like a cow in my pictures. I hate taking selfies. Like, I'm just not good at that. But I will be in pictures after moaning and complaining and bitching for a little bit, because I hate pictures to begin with. Especially if we have to take them every family get-together. Anyway. Even if we have 2 get-togethers in 2 weeks, we have to take pictures at each one. Trust me. But when you're taking a selfie, or a picture in general, you have to be aware of your surroundings, right? Right. That's like selfie 101. However, this person didn't care. They just wanted to post that they were looking hot, even though someone was taking a crap next to them. And they're trying to get out of the way of the picture, it looks like. Like, why would you think that that would be an okay place to take a picture? Why? Here's the next one. Oops. Get that off the screen. Here's the next one. Same thing. I don't care where you're at when you take a selfie. I love the ones that are where they're taking a selfie on a jetty in the middle, down an ocean, and the big waves coming at them. I love those kind of pictures. These kind of pictures, not so much. I would highly advise that if you're going to take a picture of yourself, make sure that there's not a mirror in the background that would show you going to the bathroom. Just saying. I like I said, I am not a selfie expert. I hate selfies. And why don't they call a picture of two people taking a selfie an ussy? Anyway, that should have been on my next Josh. What's Josh thinking? Here's the next one. I have to say, with this big group of women in the picture, and I don't know what this is, maybe a sorority trip, this guy knows how to photobomb. And I also love the fact that only the chick in the middle front is looking at the camera. Nobody else is looking at the camera. Not one other person. The guy in the background is. And the chick in the front. But she's the only one. Here's the next one. Now, obviously, I don't go to the gym. I'm not a gym rat. I don't have a six-pack. I don't have bulging muscles. And even if I did, I wouldn't pose for pictures like that. And even if I did, and I did pose for pictures like that, I would not have my grandmother take the picture for me in the background. And if I did, I'd make sure she wasn't in the picture. Oy vey. You know, cameras do have timer settings. I know, it's crazy. Anyway, here's the next one. And this one was actually, I took it off because there wasn't going to be enough room for the picture. And I kind of wanted to zoom in more on the background. And you'll see why here in just a second. But it did say at the top of the picture that this person taking the picture had changed their profile picture. I'm not sure the guy taking a piss in the background is happy you changed your profile picture. And how did you not see them? You're looking into either a mirror or into the picture, it's the camera itself facing you. How did you not know there's somebody taking a leak behind you? I mean, come on. Here's the next one. Now, I love it when parents try to educate their children. And instead of taking them to a museum or a theme park, they take them to a zoo. It's educational. It's fun. You get to see wildlife up close and personal. And by up close and personal, I mean these giraffes got pretty up close and personal with each other. Hey, it's nature, people. But soon you're going to see giraffes getting banned from Florida. You cannot have animals having sex. Now, I'm pretty sure that in this next picture, it was a photo bomb. Because I have no idea why you would take a selfie with your dad in the background. Shirtless. No. Like I said, I'm not in junior high and I don't do selfies, but I have a feeling that's not a thing. And finally, once you see this one, you can't unsee it. And it took me a minute to figure it out. The lady, I also went in and drew a circle around it because it's hilarious once you see it. The lady who's leaning over in the picture like this has something on her that's black. Okay? That's what I didn't get. And the way that it's lined up with the person behind her makes it look like he's straddling her. Maybe that's why she's so happy. I don't know. You're welcome. Now you're not going to be able to get that image out of your head. Another thing that I know that kids love, junior high kids love to do is text. They never answer their phones. They don't text your family back or your uncle, not mentioning names, but they text each other. And it's really funny when they're trying to say something and the autocorrect really messes it up. That's why I throw them into a segment that I like to call Auto, not so correct. Now, these are hilarious. I don't know how to even set these up because they're so funny. Here's the first one. Thanks again for the first amazing date. Anytime. When is the second date? I can't wait to see those big, beautiful nipples of yours. No, I'm sorry. I meant dimples. My phone changed it. I did not mean to write nipples. I'm gonna go jump off a bridge now. Hey. At least you have something funny to look back on. And at least you know how you were in that relationship. Aw, I miss you too. Don't think I'm weird, but I'm sleeping with the shit you left in the bathroom. What? Yeah, it smells like you, and it makes me feel better when you're not here. If you're trying to be cute or funny, it's not working. OMG shirts. First of all, why would someone take a dump at your house and not flush the toilet? That's kind of weird on their part, and I'd be like, we're done. Just like this poop, you're flushed down the toilet. Here's the next one. Do you know if you're having a boy or a girl? I don't know, and I don't care. Just as long as it's healthy and has 10 fingers and 10 testitos. You want your baby to come out bearing chips? LMAO. Ha ha ha, yes. And better not forget the dip. I'm going to be hungry. Yeah. I was born with 10 fingers and 10 Tostitos. Yeah, I was. That's why I am so cool even today. That's what initially got me famous. Not that I'm famous enough. Have you seen the movie Bad Teacher? No, that's probably what we are gonna watch on Friday, and it looks really funny. Cool vaginas. Right. Beans. Stupid autocorrect. Cool vaginas. They're not cool. They're gross. Can I get an amen? Really, audience? Here's the next one. What are your plans for today, then? Nothing beyond seeing you dead. Dear! Well, maybe the Freudian slip. I don't know. I would say Freudian slip, but... okay, so where is this place now? It's at the top of East Main. Do you think you can pickle up? What does pickle up mean? Ha ha ha, I didn't even notice that. Pick me up. Well, yeah, I'll pick you up if you know where we're going, because clearly I don't. Here's the next one. I appreciate it. Did I ever send you that awesome picture of you? I'm sorry. That awesome picture I took of my dong. Your dong? Ha ha. Oh, Jesus Christ, dog. Wow. Ha 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 ha. I definitely did not mean to put the N in it. Ha ha ha. Autocorrect, but you didn't. But no, you didn't. Apparently, no, they didn't send the picture. Anyway. Here's the next one. I love the ice slicer you bought me last year. Used it for the first time. Great gadget. Mom, are you a cannibal? But I bet it would be a better job on ice, too. Egg. LOL, gross. My mom... Funny story real quick. Speaking of mistakes like that, my mom got one time a Christmas... It was either a Christmas or birthday. I'm going to say birthday. Because I didn't see Christmas wrapping paper. We have a tradition of using old newspapers just to get rid of them as birthday present wrapping paper. And so, and I'm pretty sure that's what I see in the picture. So I think it was my mom and I's birthday. And my mom opened this present, and she was just like, oh, yay! And I have a video of it. My sister says something to the effect, yeah, it's like so-and-so uses, the girl that does her hair. And my mom goes, oh, I thought it was a stapler. Why would we get you a stapler? You have 5 of them. Literally. And she has one from when we were little kids, so there's that. Here's the next one. Nope, that was the same one, Josh. Hold on just a minute. Sorry about that. And there we go. I'm so horny I'd eat a dong right now. Horny. Hungry for dong. Dong, not dong. Dog. Fridge auto cucumber. Fridge auto cucumber. I give up. I will say, though, a lot of my autocorrects on my own phone are really bad these days. I don't know what's going on, but yeah. Anyway, here's the next one and the final one. They gave us a mobster recycling bin. Cool. When can we recycle dead guys in after we whack them? Yes, exactly. Even if they are fat. LOL. I thought I wrote monster. I thought you were just being funny. I was still funny. Just like me. I'm always funny. In my head. The voices in my head have a great time. They do. They party all the time. Anyway. Well, that will do it for junior high years, and I know how badly you all remember them because for us, it wasn't too long ago. Because we're young and vibrant young souls. And, yeah. Anyway. Sorry, I had to move something really quick. It was really bothering me. Anyway. Well, that will do it this week. To be sure to join me next week when we talk about the high school-aged kids. And I promise the show will be funnier. And, like this one, put out on time. Anyway. But thank you so much for joining me. If you think there's something funny I should see and share on the show, be sure to send it to me. There's the show email address, as well as my Twitter, or as Elon Musk is now calling it, X. It's now x.com. I don't know. Anyway. So please be sure to follow me on there. I don't really post anything on my Twitter except for bashing Republicans and to post my shows every week. So... Also, while you have a minute, please like, comment, get the notifications anytime I post an episode, and subscribe. Let's help the less fortunate have a great Christmas with my Toys for Tots subscriber campaign. I don't know what I'm calling it. Anyway, but until next week, everybody, please stay safe, stay healthy, stop the hate, and until we talk about our high schoolers, that's all I'm saying.